I'm Church O'Neill Ripsky, and today we're going to start doing some more drunken kung fu lessons. Today we're going to start working on applications. So the first thing you have to remember in applications is that there's no one application for any movement. As my student Patrick and I are going to show you, that a single movement can have multiple, and truly almost infinite applications. In our drunken style, the way we look at things has to do with 4 different levels. So a level 1 application is the most obvious thing. So when you see a punch or a kick in a form, it's obviously for hitting or kicking somebody. That's level 1, but that's nowhere near enough to truly claim skill and style. Level 2 applications are something that generally has changed. So the first thing that I usually tell my students is, imagine the attack coming from a different direction. So instead of an attacker coming directly in front of you, maybe he's beside you, maybe he's behind you, maybe you're being grabbed. Maybe there's multiple attackers involved. Maybe instead of a right-handed punch, which it seems most forms are designed to deal with, it's a left-handed punch. How does that change things? So change the angle of the attack, change the direction of the attack, change the limb that's attacking would be a level 2 way of looking at applications. Level 3 applications generally involve something that you've already forgotten. So in the case of a form where you're doing something like a block and a punch, something really basic out of drunken. So like I'm blocking and punching somebody back, just like in the 3 cannons. Everybody thinks about level 1, you're blocking, you're striking. Level 2, you might find an arm break or things like that. We'll get into that in this video. Level 3, the thing we haven't talked about, of course, is this leg. So in this same technique, this leg could be all kinds of things. Kneeing somebody in the groin, kicking them, blowing out their leg, all of that sort of stuff. If the guy's behind you, maybe this is some kind of a foot sweep where you're pulling the leg out from underneath you. Level 3 is always the thing that you sort of forgot, most likely ahead of time. Level 4 applications, which generally aren't taught super openly, but we're going to today, those deal with all the pressure points, acupuncture points, flow of chi, meridian strikes, all that sort of stuff. And Patrick is going to be demonstrating a single movement today, pouring wine pose, which is in our drunken set number 4. And he's going to go all the way through level 1, 2, 3, and a couple of level 4 applications. So, Patrick, it's all up to you.
Okay, Immortal Pouring Wine Pose. It starts with the right foot forward, left hand comes up into the drunken cup, upside down, turning, standing up on the right leg, bringing the left into a crane, and bringing our right into a sword charm, symbolizing pouring wine from a vessel into a cup. So, first application, Jerry. First application is the first strike, the sword coming forward. So either punch comes in and the strike goes to the abdomen. So full speed, and this goes to the solar plexus. What I'm doing here is I'm striking with the tip of the middle finger in this sword charm pose, or mortal points the way pose. And what it does is it structures the finger against things so you can strike in a much more concentrated way. And it simulates having a sword in your hand. So, just like this abdomen strike, we're going to come up because the next movement in the form brings it up. So the same punch comes in, and we're striking under the chin, under the tongue, to sort of swallow up the throat. And then the third strike comes all the way behind and strikes in the back of the head.
And any of these strikes could be done with a fist rather than the sword charm if you haven't already trained a sword charm.
Of course. Okay, the second one, because we're bringing the arm up, we're also bringing the elbow up. So if the other punch comes in, we're just going to skip the arm and use the elbow. The other way is to change the direction and use the other elbow to strike down. The other application of that is from the knee. The arm break. So carry punches with either hand. The upward movement comes up, grabs the arm, positions it so that the elbow is facing the wrong direction, and strikes up, bending the arm backwards. The other way to do this, if for example he's able to bend his arm to save his arm break, the move continues and brings it down into what we call a hammerlock. We'll do that again slower. The next application is the throw. So we're going to bring him in from a punch, come up under, and do a basic shoulder throw out of this move. So full speed.
Can you do that again for me?
Sure. The next move, we've looked at this hand over and over and over again. Next we're going to look at this one. Because we're in a cup fist, this is a grab. So we can block the punch with this hand, bring this hand up, grab the throat, and pluck downward into this movement. Next is the squeeze technique. So if you're on the other side so we can see, your right hand punches, come in, bring the knee up and the elbow down. We'll do that slower again. Bring the knee in behind them and bring the elbow down over their chest. The next is 3 strikes at the same time. So any attack comes in and you just break through it and you're punching, striking at the eyes, and kneeing all at the same time. So full speed. The headbutt. Punch comes in. Again, slower. The invisible sword technique. This comes from the legend of the 8 Immortals, in which Lu Dongbin had a sword that turned him invisible. So if your left hand punches, I bring it out of his view all the way behind him and hitting him in the back of the head in a point called Feng Fu, which is connected directly to the eyes. If you strike hard enough and with enough intent, it could make a person go blind, which again makes the opponent turn invisible. And that's all we have right now. Thank you very much.